Shocker, Denali coming in with the first. What's up, dude? Good morning. Getting things spun up here. It's game news day, everybody. Time to talk about video games. Right. Oh, yes, it is working right now. TikTok seems to be functional. Let's go. Guys, thanks for joining on the TikTok stream. I appreciate you being here. Drop some likes. We're finally, I think it's gonna work today. It's gonna work really well. If we have issues, well, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. But let's go. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Just getting some things set up. Right where we need to be on time. And we got that one too. And we're gonna open the live monitor. Just leave it there so we can see. I wish I could just keep some of this. Anyway. My guy, what's up, Mr. Good to see you this morning. Cut this music down a little bit. Alright, well maybe it turns up, I don't know. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good to see ya. It's Game News Day. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, and TikTok this morning. I think the Twitter streams aren't really like getting the traction I was hoping they would. I may revisit them in the future, but also it's one less thing I gotta set up. We're gonna continue messing with TikTok as far as we can. But I appreciate you being here. Thanks, Wednesday, not Tuesday. Denali, I don't know if you noticed, but we've moved the game news to Wednesday mornings, and we're just doing it live. So it is Game News Day right now. This cuts down on the time I have to spend working on stuff. But that's besides the point. Guys, tell me how your week's going. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and we've got game news to talk about. Let's switch into news mode. I'll give you guys like a minute. Spend some channel points on Twitch. I think we have like 2 days left. Did the goal end? Yeah, we got 2 days left on the hat chooser goal. I feel like we've been stuck at 47%. Forever. I've already got shades. I'm not wearing the double shades the whole time. Just need you to know. I'll do it for a moment. Yeah, the fact that I don't know. That just looks ridiculous. Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself? Anyway, good to see everybody this morning. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. I'm excited. The stream's gonna be good. You are. I'm proud of you for contributing 20,000 channel points to the overall goal. So, wow indeed, chat. Wow indeed. Okay, all right. I got you guys. Let's go to news mode. Let's get started on that. No, it's done. Well, I owe you a wake up after that. After the game news. You were too slow. I turned it off. All right. Well, welcome to the game news, everybody. I'm going to have to trim this down, aren't I, in YouTube Studio? Why is it so loud? Why is the music so loud? Of course, this phone and tiny buttons. Well, this week, we're talking about Xbox's new hardware on the game news, and Nintendo and Pokemon have dealing with a massive leak, some are calling the TeraLeak. Let's get into these stories and a few extras in this week's game news show. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the chat. We're doing this live, so if you're watching this after the fact, hey, thanks for checking it out. You're not missing much. Just being able to chat with people. I forgot to turn on the feed. There we go. And we're here. All right. Let's go. All right, so let's kick off with some Game Pass updates. This month, October, we're getting Black Ops 6 releasing worldwide and launching in Game Pass on console, PC, and coming to cloud. And also Modern Warfare 3 also coming to cloud streaming on Xbox, which is wild. Warzone also coming to cloud. Technically, they treat it like a separate game. It's all one app, and I never like that. I really don't like that. We've also got Ashen, Donut County, fantastic game, South Park, MechWarrior 5 Clans, Dead Island 2, StarCraft Remastered, and StarCraft 2 coming to PC. I'm actually interested because I really like StarCraft. Terrible at RTSs, but I like StarCraft, and I might check that one out. I didn't get to play StarCraft Remastered. I used to have the collection of the OG StarCraft back in the day, though. And it's crazy. Let's scroll down and see what's leaving, though. What do we have getting out of Game Pass? I like to look. Frog Detective, Headbangers, Incolinati. That's a hard thing to say. Lonely Mountains Downhill, and Mineko's Night Market. So, those are gone. But hopefully, you got to enjoy them if those were something you wanted. A few perk updates. Monster Hunter Now bundle. Throne in Liberty, Clay, and Mischievous bundle. And free digital comic Gone #1. So I don't know if those are good. No idea. But if you like perks, there you go. All right, let's go to our next topic. We have this week announced and will be happening tomorrow at noon Central Time. Xbox Partner Preview. See the latest games from our incredible partners this week. So this Partner Preview is rumored to have some new updates, but we'll focus on partners from Remedy, so Alan Wake 2's DLC, Sega, 505 Games, and many more with over a dozen new trailers over the course of around 25 minutes. And 25 minutes, I mean, it's going to be an easy update. We might do a reaction stream to it. They're going to look at Alan Wake 2's next expansion, The Lake House, action-packed new trailer for Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, peek at multiple bosses in dark fantasy action game Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, multiple world premieres, which I'm interested in, and other great titles coming to Xbox consoles, Windows PC, and Game Pass. And this is a partner preview, so like there shouldn't be any first-party things here. So I'm wondering what world premieres we might see. What's on the docket? You know, what are we gonna get? No idea. No idea what's going on there. But yeah, all right, we'll move on to the next thing. We may do a live reaction. I haven't decided if I can get it in yet. There's just a lot going on this week, and if I can do it, I'll do it. But if not, you know, I don't think we're gonna be missing much to live react to. But on the off chance that something amazing happens, I don't want to miss it. We also got, in other Xbox news, Black Ops 6 got its own feature coming to Game Pass. We did talk about this a little bit. I think it's amazing this is coming to cloud day one. Bundled with Microsoft talking about cloud streaming to your Xbox library or from your Xbox library instead of just what's on Game Pass. I think this is kind of the first wave of that with Black Ops 6. If you buy it, you can stream it, but also if you have it on Game Pass, you can stream it over xCloud, which is great. It's pretty much launching everywhere on October 25th, and I think that's amazing. I just wanted to mention that. I mean, Black Ops 6 looks really good. It's gonna be Call of Duty, but it looks good. All right, let's talk about our first major topic before we get too far down the list. Pokemon developer comments on massive data breach. This was a few days ago. Game Freak confirmed that it had suffered a massive data breach in August 2024. Incident has already led to information about a variety of Pokemon games leaking online. In addition to revealing the potential Switch 2 codename, fans have labeled the data breach as TeraLeak, describing it as the biggest leak in Pokemon history. That's the key takeaways here, but let's go a little deeper. Pokemon developer Game Freak confirmed it suffered a massive data breach that saw hackers steal personally identifiable information, or PII to those in the know, of thousands of people, among other sensitive materials. Japanese studio acknowledged the hack after some Pokemon-related data stolen as part of the breach started leaking online. Information about Pokemon projects has a tendency to leak on occasion. There has been an uptick in such activity since the beginning of October 24. Most recently, some new alleged details about the Gen 10 games and an unannounced Pokemon multiplayer title have surfaced online, in addition to other internal materials. Sheer volume of the info dump saw some of the fans dub it the TeraLeak in reference to its gargantuan size. So, let's pause there a minute. So, a lot of what I've seen is some unreleased info. Obviously, it's all unreleased info, but it's mostly stuff that I don't think people were ever supposed to see. Obviously, the personal information thing is hugely concerning. I would never want my personal private information to leak, and I think companies really need to take data security, um, IT security, digital security a lot more seriously, especially when it comes to employee data. I'm not saying Game Freak, slacked up somewhere, but clearly there was a vulnerability that nobody knew about, and it was exploited. So, just from an IT perspective, I'd really like to see companies held to task on this stuff. I don't know what Japanese laws are regarding personal data, but it's very rare you hear about a company actually getting in trouble for, leaking personal data, and it's a bummer. The other side of this is all the game data that's coming out, the Pokemon Gen 10 info, Switch 2 stuff. This sucks from an announcement perspective because now nothing will be a surprise. We knew Gen 10 was coming. We know the Switch 2 is coming, but this rumored Pokemon MMO multiplayer title, some of this is going to be a bummer. I would suggest don't look too deeply into it. This information is old. It's probably changed a good bit. And some of the stuff you weren't supposed to see. It was meant to be behind closed doors, never meant to come out in the public light. I'm not going to go too deeply into that. If you know, you know. If you look it up, I'm sorry, but just I'm going to leave that side of it there. But we'll talk about the article a little more. Ahead of the latest round of these leaks, Game Freak issued a statement confirming that it had suffered a significant data breach after a malicious party gained unauthorized access to one of its servers. Although the majority of the data compromised as part of the attack only started surfacing online in October, the security breach happened in August 2024. Personally identifiable information of 2,606 people has been compromised as part of the attack. This data, which includes names, phone numbers, work email addresses, belongs to current and former Game Freak employees and contractors, which is a huge bummer. Tokyo Incorporated Group said it has already undertaken steps to ensure that a breach of this sort doesn't happen again. I mean, you learned, and that they should say no less than, "Hey, we fixed the problem." Aside from employee information, the TeraLeak also seemingly revealed the existence of an unannounced Pokemon multiplayer game, in addition to suggesting that Gen 10 games are internally codenamed Gaia. Interesting. Source code for Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black 2, and White 2 surfaced online as a result of the data breach as well. I don't think this is really a big deal. These are old games, DS games. Nobody's really doing anything with this. I don't think it's going to have much impact on Game Freak at all. It does stink to have source code leaked for games. Code is intellectual property, and so on that side of it, yes, that's a bummer. But we've seen some cool stuff happen with decompiling N64 games. So having the source code for like Pokemon games might mean emulation can get better. And yeah, I know Nintendo doesn't like emulation and they want to take those people down, but DS emulators aren't super popular. I mean, they are, but like they're not, Nintendo hasn't gone after them yet. I don't want to give them ideas. They're probably looking for ways to do that. I'm just going to be honest. But anyway, let's keep going. Among other information, the TeraLeak has also revealed the potential codename of Switch 2, which is said to be Ounce or Ounces, depending on the source. Moniker aligns with a guest from the controversial Sega leaker Midori, who theorized that the Switch 2 is codenamed Ounce back in May 24. So it's not the first time we've seen Ounce referenced. I don't know if they're calling it Ounce because maybe it's lighter, smaller. I don't know if it refers to volume here. Like, what does that mean? I don't care what the Switch code name is. It's like when Xbox makes big deals like, oh, this is Project Scarlet or this is Project Scorpio. It's like, okay, but what is that? And then they give you like some surface deal. Oh, it's the next hardware. All right, we knew you were working on that. Like, we know the Switch 2 is in development. So getting the code name, unless you're in like the leak circles or in a group of people that leak stuff, you're not really like getting new information from that. You're just gonna learn, oh, it's the code name. It's like when we found out about Dolphin way back in the day. Like, that didn't mean anything. We knew Nintendo was working on stuff. So I don't think it's a big deal. It just kind of corroborates some other leak things that we've been seeing. All right, moving on. Given its sheer size, data breach is already being called the biggest leak in Pokemon history by some fans. Game Freak's October 24 statement saw the company apologize to its current and former staffers who were affected by the security incident, One of the most surprising revelations that has emerged from the TeraLeak so far is the suggestion that Gaia is the 10th generation Pokemon games are in development for both the Switch and its successor. I find that interesting. Unexpected because Game Freak historically avoided doing cross-gen releases with the mainline entries in the Pokemon franchise. I would guess this isn't so much a cross-gen game as much, well, I guess technically it would be. It's not necessarily a Switch 2 game as much as it's a game that will run better on the Switch 2. So they're going to go ahead and put the, like, better features, higher frame rate, better textures. At least I hope it's like that on a technical level when the game is running on the Switch 2, but they're not going to abandon the Switch 1 if it launches next year. I mean, there's no way. There's no way, because the conversion rate from Switch 1 to Switch 2 right now, if it launched, it would be high, but it would not be everyone. The Switch has been selling for 7 years. They're not getting everyone year one. That's going to take another 5, 6, 7 years to get everybody on the new hardware. And so long as that old hardware is still very popular, look at the PS4, games will still come out for it. Big games will still be compatible. And I think Pokemon it shouldn't be any different. Now, performance-wise, it may not be fun playing new Pokemon games on the original Switch hardware, but we can kind of see how Black and White worked when you had it on the DS, and then if you put it in the 3DS, some things worked a little different because it treated it like a DSi, and it wasn't a game made for the DSi, but it benefited from running on the 3DS or DSi. And it was very minor things. And it's the same way with Pokemon Gold and Silver. They ran on the Game Boy just fine, but if you played them on a Game Boy Color, you had Game Boy Color data. It was a better game if you played it on Game Boy Color. So I think this will be along those same lines. It's going to run on the Switch, but it will be better on the Switch too, and I don't think anybody should be surprised by that. Knives played Breath of the Wild on Wii U. What's up, Zedge? Good to see you. All right, let's move on. That's enough TeraLeak talk. I just think the overall takeaway anybody should have on this is don't go looking too deeply into it, because leak data is old just by default, and plans change. And number two, this ruins surprises. That's all this does, is it ruins surprises. It makes big announcements less fun, less impactful. Just, that's my personal take on it. All right, following up on a story we had last week about the California law that requires you, and maybe it wasn't last week, it was the year before, law going into effect next year in California, where digital game retailers cannot say you are buying the game. They are saying you're purchasing a license. And apparently Valve has already pushed an update to Steam that lets them know, hey, you're not buying the game, you're buying a license. And that's all this article really says, is your, where's it at? A purchase of a digital product grants a license to the product on Steam. Full terms and conditions, please see the Steam subscriber agreement. It says continue to payment. Pay now instead of buy now. This is what I said. Text will be updated, but nothing really changes for the end user. So, yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I want to touch on that. Let's go on to the next topic. This is cool. Astrobot has outperformed virtually every non-Mario platformer in a decade in Europe. It outsold Sonic and Crash titles. And I don't know if we should go too deeply in the article. I haven't played Astrobot. Love the way it looks. When I get a PlayStation 5, I will jump into this game. But as of right now, I'm not playing it. But let's see. A month after its release, Astrobot sales are currently 34% higher than Sega's most recent flagship Sonic game, Sonic Frontiers, and 52% bigger than Activision's Crash 4, which is insane. Considering it's a new game, you know, Sony hasn't released official sales figures for Astrobot, but according to research firm Circana, the game enjoyed a solid commercial start in the US market. Across both physical and digital, Astrobot ranked second in unit sales in US for week ending September 7th, behind NBA 2K25, and the Astrobot DualSense was the week's best-selling accessory. So that's kind of cool. But good on the team for just creating just a fun game that people are enjoying and looking forward to playing. And I just think it's awesome. I just think it's super cool. Okay, let's get to this Xbox hardware. Xbox Series X 1TB digital edition unboxed and hands-on Microsoft 3 Xbox Series XS consoles for the holiday are now available, and here are early impressions. This is from Jez Corden on Windows Central. They got it early. A lot of people got this stuff early. They've done unboxings. They're doing physical teardowns. Let's get into the article. New Xbox Series X and X consoles are on sale now, at least in some regions. Recently, we had the opportunity to go hands-on with at least one of them. Back at the Xbox Showcase last June, Microsoft unveiled some slight revisions to its hardware lineup. New consoles are practically identical to what's already out there, save for new storage and color options. Xbox Series X 1TB digital edition is the headline act. The console sheds the disk drive, netting you a very slight $50 saving off the typical asking price. 2TB Galaxy Black Edition adds some gaudy, sparkly blobs with some premium storage allocation. Ideal if you want to prep for the 100 gig pre-install with games like Dragon Age Veilguard. It's also new 1TB version of the Series S, also diskless, also at a premium. That 1TB version is white. They did the black 1TB version already. What's up, Noah? Welcome on TikTok. All right. But anyway, where were we? Yeah. So this is a slight hardware revision. I think just looking at this picture, the all white, all digital Series X is a weird choice, and I don't know who's going to buy this. I don't know who's excited for this. Subtle changes, however, that the vast majority of most users won't see or probably appreciate. The new Xbox Series X models have a revised motherboard complete with new cooling block. Nobody's going to notice that. In addition, Microsoft has shrunk the SoC, so the chip that powers the thing, down to 6 nanometers. Caught by creator Austin Evans. He did a teardown. I thought that was kind of cool. For the end user, difference to be unnoticeable. Microsoft, okay, so this is what they're going to get to, the climate pledge and all that. Anyway, this note here, shrinking the SoC down to the 6 nanometer process, that allows them to get power savings. The console will now run. It'll suck less juice out of the wall while it's running. In rest mode and at full power, which I believe would apply across the board. They did redesign the motherboard a little bit. I think that's the biggest thing is it's a slight revision. I feel like Microsoft they obviously plan to do this revision at some point. This should have come out earlier in the year, in my opinion, and made up the holiday lineup. But this just feels like a way for them to go, hey, we have new stuff on the shelf too, alongside the PS5 Pro and the Slim PS5, which the Slim PS5 has been out for a while, but the PS5 Pro, if it's on shelves this holiday season, it just kind of looks weird that, Microsoft doesn't have anything new, and it's like, okay. So you're getting the same performance as far as you're concerned as the gamer, but there are some power savings and new storage options. A 2TB Series X actually sounds kind of interesting, but it's $600. 1TB Series S is $350, and the 1TB all digital Series X is $450. So there's your prices. We kind of knew this going in. We talked about the pre-orders on this show before. I don't see who this digital Series X is for. Like, I like having a digital Series S for portability and just quick moving around. But I'm not packing a Series X around. So I'd rather have a Series X with a disk drive than a giant Series X without a disk drive. But maybe that's just me. You guys let me know. All right, let's move on. Okay, I thought this was interesting. Destiny Rising brings the sci-fi franchise to mobile thanks to NetEase. So today, NetEase announced Destiny Rising, a mobile RPG shooter based on Bungie's popular sci-fi franchise. The game will be set in an alternate timeline. I didn't know that. That's kind of weird. And its narrative unfolds in the post-Dark Age era. The premise is that, with the help of the Iron Lords, humanity has thrown off the shackles of tyranny and begun to unite against the alien forces bent on its destruction. Amid the chaos of this early age for the city, a new generation of Lightbearers, resurrected by mysterious beings known as ghosts, set out to restore humanity's greatness and secure its future. So, apparently it'll offer choice between third-person and first-person view, supporting both touchscreen and gamepad controls. That's a smart move. Includes various playable hero characters instead of allowing users to create their own guardian. That's kind of neat. I think overall, it's just Destiny does need to expand. When you have franchises like this, you can't just lock them into one game for too long. These days, you got to do different things, and I think if Bungie, and by extension Sony, wants Destiny to have any kind of staying power, they have to draw in players they wouldn't normally draw in. So, doing an alternate timeline, allowing users to just pick a character instead of make a character, these kinds of options, and then first and third person gameplay, that's actually really smart, just allows people to hop in that wouldn't normally hop in. I mean, this is easier than building Destiny 2 for mobile, which they probably could at this point, but this allows them to see, like, hey, do people want Destiny on their phone? And they clearly, NetEase has a compelling enough product that they released it. So we'll see how it does. I'm not a big Destiny player myself anymore, but, you know, I might check this out. Seems like it'd be a good time. It can't hurt. All right, let's move on. Okay, I was actually excited about this. Splinter Cell Remake leak confirms new details, aiming for 2026 release window. This was last week, I believe. Ubisoft's highly anticipated Splinter Cell remake is currently in development under the codename North, with Ubisoft Toronto leading the project. The game is being built using Ubisoft's Snowdrop engine, which has powered other major titles like Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora and Star Wars Outlaws. Although specific visual features such as ray tracing have not been confirmed, use of Snowdrop engine suggests that the remake could feature advanced visual enhancements. So, I don't know. This article doesn't actually have a lot of details because it's just a leak. We knew Splinter Cell was in the works. It's true, Zedge. Warframe is on every device. But this Splinter Cell remake, I've been looking forward to since it was like first rumored, because I would like Ubisoft to really not reimagine the original Splinter Cell, but literally just improve the original Splinter Cell. Bring it to modern like audiences, but keep like the difficulty level and the original premise. Like, hey, you're going through these levels, you don't need to be seen. That's been my problem with like the later Splinter Cell games. They're like, okay, you're pushing into like enemy territory. Do you want to go like the route of guns blazing, or do you want to be sneaky, or do you want to, you know, kind of do a mix of the two? It's like, no, you need to just focus on stealth. That's what made Splinter Cell popular. That and Michael Ironside. But I don't know. I'm a fanboy. I love Splinter Cell. I really do. Even at its worst, it's still a fun game. But I really hope they can really nail this, because I'd love Splinter Cell to make a comeback. It's such a fun game. I like the political aspect of the story. I like the gameplay. I don't know, everything with the original Splinter Cell trilogy is fantastic to me. I hope they could bring back Spies vs. Mercs, because that was a fun time. If you were there, if you know, you know. Spies vs. Mercs, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. Bring that back, Ubisoft. Let's move on to our next story here. Our last story. Nintendo recognizes 3 years of Switch Online expansion pack, says stay tuned for excitement in 2025. So, this is from Go Nintendo. They say time flies when you're having fun. That's certainly been the case for the Switch. Been all sorts of amazing experiences and releases since day one with the system, and that very much includes the release of the Switch Online expansion pack. We've had the expansion pack for 3 years, and we've gotten N64, GBA, and Sega Genesis Classics, along with expansions for some Switch exclusives, Mario Kart and Switch Splatoon 2. So they sent out an email celebrating 3 years of Switch Online expansion pack and included a tantalizing tidbit at the end. Email leaves fans to ponder the following message. What excitement will the next year bring for Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack members? Stay tuned to find out. A lot of people are running wild with this because it's the internet. Sensationalism is how you get views, I guess. Some people are going, hey, they're going to add GameCube games. Maybe. You know, I think Nintendo would do better to just resell GameCube ports and remakes at this point, because that's what they've done. But maybe this is what people want. I would like to see a handful of GameCube games on the expansion pack, or just Switch Online, but I don't think it's going to be what people expect it to be, especially at first. It'd be like the N64. There'll be like 5 games, and they might be great games, but there'll be 5 games. Now, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 eventually come this way. I know Metroid Prime 3 was on the Wii, but who says they couldn't add Wii to the expansion pack? That's probably what they'll do. It'll just be Wii. But anyway, I kind of would like the Pokemon games to finally come to Switch Online. Let me play Gen 1 and 2 and then put those in Pokemon Home. You know, let me play Gen 3 finally, because I've not officially played Gen 3 in any aspect. I'm not trying to buy. I'm not trying to pay like $70-$80 for Ruby and Sapphire. Like, I'm sorry, that's not something I need to spend money on. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you want GameCube games on Switch Online? Most people do. I think most people think they do, but I don't think people are going to play through them like they think they will. But that's how it goes with these things. That does it for the game news show. So you guys let me know what you think of any of these. If you're watching this after we're live, hey, thanks for checking it out. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a like. Watching on Rumble, like the video as well. We've been broadcasting the game news live instead of doing the live on Twitch only approach with recording and editing it. So let me know if you like the live in the morning format. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I always think I'm going to play games more than I do, especially when they're re-released. Dude, same. Like every time. Excuse me. It's every time. It's like, oh, I'm really excited for this remake or this re-release. It's like, I don't have time to play the games I've got. Why am I buying them again to not play them? That's why I think Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered should have just been a patch instead of a whole new product. Like, hey, we made it run better on the PS5, but it's the same game. But now I want to replay it because it does look better. It does perform better. I'm going to not play this game so hard. I know, right? I can't wait to not do this is pretty much the... I can't wait to spend money to just have this and never utilize it, right? I don't know. It's wild. It's wild. But anyway, guys, that's where I'll leave it today. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for checking out the game news. And see ya. I don't know where to go from here. It's unusual. But y'all have a good day. We might do something later. I don't know. Bye.